Ciao, everyone. This is Esther.
Doobie doobie doo.
Doobie doobie doo.
I wish I had a doobie doobie doo.
Hope you guys
This
are
is
doing
Alfred.
great. We're going to take you on a shopping spree to one of our stores that we go to called Conad in just a little bit. But it's been such nice weather here in Sicily. We thought we'd take you to one of the little gems around here called Aci Castello.
Aci Castello is much more than just the Norman castle.
Mm-hmm.
People say, oh, Aci Castello, the Norman castle. Believe me, the town is a beautiful little town. There's great restaurants there, am I correct?
Very quaint.
There's great lidos to go swimming in the summertime, am I correct?
Yep.
You could even get free water there at the water fountains, am I correct? And the gelato on the Aci Castello is terrific.
Right, and the piazza is very, very good.
Put it on your bucket list. It'll take you about maybe an hour or 2 hours to go through the town because it's a small town.
An hour, 2 hours, you can do it in an hour. It's a nice, walkable, quaint little place.
Aci Castello.
And we used to go walking there also because it's flat. One of the very few places that it's flat. But take a look at this beautiful day we had.
Great town.
What a glorious December day. Crystal clear skies here in Aci Castello. These beautiful hand-painted boats, and straight ahead is the Arab Norman castle built in 1076. People are catching some sun. And look at the beautiful flowers, vegetation here in this January, and straight ahead is Aci Castello and the volcanic rocks. That's San Mauro di Abate right ahead, protector of Aci Castello. Look at the fruits here on this Fica di India, prickly pear tree. Believe it or not, they fruit all year round. Now, if you get a chance to come to Aci Castello, make sure you come in the morning because the market is robust there. But also the castle, if you get a chance, go all the way up top to the castle. There's a beautiful 360 view of the town of Catania, also of Aci Castello. And inside there is a museum, an archaeological museum with lots of artifacts, old pieces and stones, prehistoric stones and weapons and all types of things. There's even a vase that was used for wine or olive oil, thousands of years old, so it's definitely worth a visit.
You see, whoever controlled that castle, going back in history, a millennia or two, whoever controlled that castle, and it was built and rebuilt by whoever the occupiers were, controlled the Ionian Sea in front of it, cut off the lanes, the shipping lanes. So it was profoundly important, that castle. Today, it's a tourist spot, but if those rocks could speak, they would have one hell of a story to tell. I promise you that. That place is just dripping with history.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? In the summer, people go down to the rocks, the lava rocks around it, and go swimming, free swimming. They also have water polo there and all types of boating activities. Aci Castello, definitely put it on your list. And check out this cool little shop I stumbled upon. They just opened the week before. This is a brand new store here in Aci Castello. Just walked in and I said, is this place new? They said, yes, 1 week old. Great selection here. Tutti siciliano.
Sì. Anche siciliano.
Also Sicilian. So lots of selections here, but whoa, look at that cheese over there. And the wine selections look good as well. What do we have here? Russian salad. It's mushrooms, of course, lots of eggplant and all types of olives, and there's the cacciofi. That looks good. And then they have the takeout food over here. Looks good. Roast beef, that's new. Wait till Alfred sees this. Auguri, auguri. And there's the pig's feet that you're supposed to have for New Year's Eve. I guess they still have some left. And 2 panettones. A great selection of wine. Here's my favorite, Donna Fogasta. Great vineyard. And also Planeta. Those are great Sicilian wines. There you go. There's a little find here in Aci Castello.
Seriously.
All right. So, go
Go.
ahead.
You know, about one other thing I was thinking about Mother's Day, which is not now, it's in early spring. They have the finest Mother's Day celebration in Aci Castello. I went there with 3 or 4 years before she would be coming back. She was usually in the States. I would be by myself. I said, what the hell? I'll go to Aci Castello. And the weather's nice. I really enjoyed seeing those kids. I remember one year they had a group doing exercises. You know those dances that you see on TikTok? It was hilarious. Like hundreds of kids and mothers. So I was just standing there, and I almost got the urge to get up and show them a few of my Lawrence moves, but I didn't.
Thank God. In any case, Aci Castello, put it on your
Great place, great
bucket
place,
list.
yeah.
All right, next we're going to take you on a little bit of a shopping excursion to one of the many supermarkets that we go to here in Sicily, and it's called Conad.
You know, there are a lot of different markets in Sicily, but we're not just gonna take it to a market today. We're gonna kind of do it humorously, so to speak. I mean, because actually going to a market is funny.
It's entertaining.
Especially looking at the people in the market. That's number one. And looking at the people in the market when they realize that they're talking to essentially 2 foreigners who probably don't know anything. And if you're an American going to a market, that's how you're going to feel.
So in all seriousness, so we're going to Conad, but there's other supermarkets that are across Sicily and Italy, namely Eurospin, there's Paghi Poco, which I love to go to. There's
Deco's.
Super Convinience,
Yeah.
Deco, so there's many. But we like to go to this one because Alfred gets parking. See,
Well, not
the
only do I
little
get free parking at
bonuses.
this place over here.
Well, it's always free, but it's stress-free.
But you also don't have to pay to use the carriage. If you go to some of the places that she likes, you always have to bring a coin with you, which I always forget, and in order to get the shopping cart. Okay?
And then when you return it, you get it back.
Okay, which is a good thing.
Which obviously
but
there's...
it's actually not a good thing because it's, denying somebody a job. I mean, the guy that picks up the carts in America. But I guess you could say that's subject to debate. Right?
Well, the whole thing is that they used to steal cards from the supermarkets, so they started doing this. You put a 20, 50, or €1 in, but you get it back when you return the card.
Yeah, you're
What's
right,
wrong
you're
with
right.
that, okay?
But
So
like,
in any case...
I like Conad because that's free and there's plenty of parking as opposed to others where there's like practically no parking. So
a little stress-free.
the prices are all the same because everybody pretty much keeps the prices.
The Conad is pretty expensive. The cheapest one is Eurospin. Of all of them, Conad is the most expensive.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Eurospin, I would say, is the cheapest one.
I just said that. All right, take a look at this. They were shopping at Conad. It's a pretty large store, has all types of items. You can see this is the fruit and vegetable section. That's pretty good. It's 89 cents a kilo. Look at these purple cauliflowers. I think we're going to get one. All right, so what you have to do is put in the number 702. No, didn't work. Okay, una. Ah, okay, you have to put in how many you want, just one. Perfetto, grazie. This is a really nice guy here. Right, so you guys saw that situation with the cauliflower. Usually what you do is you take the fruits, the vegetables, however many you want, you weigh them, and then there's a number corresponding to the price of the fruit or vegetable by the kilo. So a kilo is 2.2 pounds, and you put in the number, as you saw me do it, and it's supposed to come out with a price. But sometimes they have it how many pieces, so how many cauliflowers. In that instance, one cauliflower, gave me the price, $3.99 a kilo. So those are little things that you have to get to know when coming and shopping here in Sicily. You can touch the fruits and vegetables at supermarkets to weigh them. When you go to the mom and pops, you have to let the store owner or worker do that.
Here's a big difference, and this is going to be a broad statement, okay, is that the fruits and vegetables in the supermarket are not all Sicilian fruits and vegetables. They come from the mainland, okay, northern Italy, central Italy, or other countries, okay. For example, you'll have two different types of bananas. You'll have three different types of bananas, but in the markets you'll only have two. What are the three different types of bananas? Well, in the summertime, there's actually, believe it or not, Sicilian bananas. They're small, no more than 7 or 8, 6 inches maximum, and they're expensive, but they taste good, okay? That's one. The second one are the African bananas, which are big. And you say, wow, that banana's going to be delicious, but you taste it and it tastes crappy. It's got no taste to it. And then number three, they taste like sawdust. And then the other one is the ones that come from the Caribbean, so-called Chiquita bananas, okay? So you have three different bananas. Prices vary greatly on just the bananas. And you can go right down the line on all the products in a market, a big market, as opposed to where we get our stuff at Francesca's, where it's 100% locally grown stuff. So we don't really buy too much stuff at the supermarket.
I like to get them at the mom and pops. They're always fresh.
But they had the big cauliflowers, and I was jonesing for cauliflower, so she picked one up and she got it.
All right, the other thing that every supermarket or most supermarkets that we like to go to have is the ready-made food. And daily it changes, always something new, something different, but always delicious. Take a look. Cheese department, always a line here. That's a pretty cool display. Rustico. Let's see what they have for ready-made food over here. Ciao, buongiorno. Oh, that looks good. That caponata looks great as well. Grazie. Looks good right here. This looks good. Bread or pastry. And here's the pizza department. What do you think, Al?
Questa è rucola?
Sì, rucola e parmigiano.
E posso fare per me
So the same thing with the ready-made food, they weigh it by the kilo, right? So Alfred, you got some pizza.
The pizza there
How
is
much was it by the kilo?
€4.50 for a big chunk of pizza. I don't know how much it was, but you really have to. They make them right there, okay? And I'm not going to complain about pizza that's already made and available, and they have like a nice selection of stuff. I'm not complaining. However, you have to kind of like pimp it out when you bring it home. Like I usually put on extra cheese. I put on a little bit of extra EVOO. If I want anchovies, I can put anchovies on, stuff like that, or some vegetables or whatever.
But some really interesting types of pizzas, unusual ones, with French fries, with hot dog, with arugula lettuce.
Yeah.
So very interesting type of stuff. Now, next, let's...
Wait a minute. She just said French fries. Believe it or not, pizza with French fries in Sicily,
or even potatoes,
or even in the pizzeria, is a very popular pizza.
What do you guys think?
They complain about pizza with pineapple on it, but the hell with it. Hold the pineapple.
Put on the potatoes.
Put the potatoes on. I was like, what? But now, anyways, it's the truth.
The other thing I want to say is we've seen increasingly American products at all the supermarkets. So Doritos and salsa, so Chinese food stuff. Also, the cereal selection is very, 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 very Americanized. Take a look. Cereal department, although now they have all types of American products as well. What the heck? Oreos? Ew, not good. And here's my favorite, coffee department. We like to get the Lavazza. All right, we're
So what do
getting
you have?
some,
You just have to heat these up for like 15 minutes.
yeah, some chicken wings.
Boom.
Okay. Here's the herb section. This is great for learning your Italian, right? You can read all the labels. Practice your Italian. Here are the cooking supplies. Farina, flour, and the biscotto. Have some Chinese food items here right next to the rice and the pasta aisle. This entire aisle is dedicated to all types of pasta, even whole wheat. Take a look. And here are the passatas. I, of course, love the Sicilian one right here. And more pasta. Here are the fresh pastas. Pasta fresca and more, all types of cheeses, spreads, butter. And believe it or not, what's really popular here in Sicily and Italy is Philadelphia cream cheese. Here's the fish department. Look at that beautiful tuna over there. Salmon. All types of fresh fish. Fetta biscottata. Here's the jams and jellies. As you can see, the supermarket is pretty big. And here's the wine section. Good little selection of local wines. Nicosia is near us. Great vineyard. Regalelli, that's good too. And you guys know about Glinci, right? Planeta is a great vineyard as well. And my favorite is Donna Fogata. Here are the sweet wines, Moscato, after dinner liquor. Zapato is very good too. The Syrah. And they have even Cabernet Sauvignon. Marsala wine.
I'm sure it's good, but
Here's the selection of birra. Of course, they have American beers and all types of cool other ones. Alfred likes this one, the blonde. Amaro Averna Siciliano on sale, $7.99. I know our friend Jimmy's going, ooh, buy me one, right? Usually they're about €12. Before we go on, I just want to say a big, big thank you to all our sponsors, all our supporters. And if I forget someone's name, I'm sorry, but everyone's name is at the end of the video, namely Daniel Ross, Tony Patty, a major contributor, Vivian Cucciata, Maria Q. Cogetti. I always forget how to say her last name. Who else am I forgetting? Of course, Jody and Jim and some other people.
Be Green.
Be Green. Thank you so much for your support. It's thanks to people like you and also our YouTube fans that we're able to keep going. So thank you very much. Just a quick thank you.
And the other thing is, too, if you can't afford to be a sponsor, why don't you just consider being one of our members for
Community members.
Our community members, $1.99 a month. Is that what it is?
Yeah, $1.99.
And Esther always gives you a lot of free stuff
Extra,
during the
extra,
week, extra, so to
stuff,
speak.
extra
so
stuff, but
every
it's a
bean
small
fills
way.
the bag, as they say.
Yeah, small way of helping support us. All right, so next, should we go to the cleaning supply or household item supply?
Let me
Take a
say
look.
something about the household item supply, okay? Here, they're a lot cheaper. I'm just making that as a general blanket statement, okay? Here they are generally better, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That said,
Well, some items.
there's American brands on every single, type of stuff that you want, from laundry detergent, you name it, to cleaners. You'll see the American brands next to them. I'm not that sure that the Sicilian people are knowledgeable enough to say, wow, that's a really good brand from the States, and they'll use it. They're always the most expensive, I'll tell you
everything
that
that
much.
says U.S. or American, they think is always better. But I do have some very important thing that you guys should know. Ziploc bags. The Ziploc bags here are not as good as our Ziploc bags. In fact, I always bring Ziploc bags home. Very important item. It's just not as handy. It's not as strong. It's not as effective, the Ziploc bags here, as the ones in the States. But overall, the items here are just as good.
Well, the thing that they have here that everybody uses is the carta al forno. That's the parchment paper that you put on the bottom of your pans
When you're baking.
When you're baking or when you're broiling something, and you also put it in your toaster oven when you're baking or you're broiling something, like meat and so forth. I never used that in the
Really?
States. Never used that
For
in
baking?
Well, I don't bake in the States, but
Well,
I'm saying
there you
like
go.
broiling stuff.
There
I
you go.
never used
What did
that.
you use?
What?
When you made sausage or meat or something like that?
I used to broil on the outside deck with the grill.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, whatever.
Here's the carta al forno for baking. Aluminum wrap and all types of plastic supplies. They have all types of things here also for the home. It's little containers, even slippers over here, underwear, socks. All types of cleaning supplies. As you can see, it's price is pretty good here. €5 for this disinfectant. Cleaning the pavements. This dishwashing liquid is pretty good, 99 cents. Here's the meat department. Tuna, bovino. Buongiorno. His wife also makes goulash, so I bought some meat here, and he made a suggestion of which meat to buy, and it turned out perfect. All right, so I have to tell you guys, so I wanted to make Hungarian goulash for Alfred a few weeks ago, and we went to the butcher.
It was good.
We went to the butcher, and there's a very specific beef that you need to make the goulash so it's moist. And we go in there, and Alfred's like, let's get the most expensive piece of beef for this. And I said, wait a second, Alfred, the butcher's wife is Polish, and she makes goulash as well. Let me ask him which one he recommends, because it's the first one that I've made. And he actually recommended a cut that is less expensive. And when we went to visit, he said, how was the goulash? How was the goulash? He totally remember I said, buono, buono. So don't be afraid to ask the butcher or the guy behind the fish for their recommendation. They want to give you the best. So don't hesitate to ask the people behind the counter what they recommend.
I think that as a rule, the protein stuff that you find, whether it's red meat or poultry, chicken, turkey, etc., is a lot cheaper here, surprisingly, than it is in the States. I mean, it's affordable. I mean, especially chicken, because chickens maybe are grown over here in Sicily. I don't know.
Fish too, except for lobster. Don't buy lobster here,
no,
but they
lobster's
do have
crazy.
them for sale.
Yeah, and fish, you break up fish into the white fish anything that's white that's in the ocean, I mean the sea fish, those are typically kind of expensive as opposed to mollusks or clams or things like that, which are quite inexpensive. So you kind of pick your shots in terms of your protein selection here, but it's plentiful. I'm telling you right now, and the turkeys are as big as a brontosaurus. I've never seen, they look like ostriches. They're the biggest, one drumstick, listen to this, can feed us one drumstick and one turkey wing.
Thanksgiving, what was it? It
One
was
drumstick and one turkey wing.
1.5, so it was like 3 pounds for one drumstick. It was pretty good, though.
It was just unbelievably inexpensive. I couldn't believe it. And the other thing is the chicken breast. Here, the chicken breasts are paper thin. They're not like thick as they are.
Well, if you get them by like that, the
Yeah,
thin ones,
the
you can
thin
get
ones,
the
yeah.
whole chicken breast. They
But they're
come in
really,
whole.
it's really not chicken breast, because I was talking to the
It's not
butchers.
chicken breast.
No, what they do is they cut, to make a chicken breast, a chicken cutlet, okay, they start at the drumstick and they fillet the meat of the drumstick.
That's for cutlet.
Right, and then they go up into the thigh, and then they flatten it down, and they call it a chicken cutlet, okay? But to me, a
they
chicken
sell
cutlet was
chicken
always
breast,
like white
Alfred.
breast. What?
They sell chicken breast whole.
Yeah, chicken breast whole, that you
you're
have to
talking
do.
about
But I'm saying the
cutlets.
ones that are pre-made, or even as you buy them in the takeaway, those things are usually not white meat. Usually it's brown meat.
I want to know, are you guys enjoying this type of shopping spree? Would you like to see more of it? Let us know in the comments. All right, what else, Alfred?
Well, okay, so the other one that I wanted to talk about was the household supplies.
Yeah.
Again, do we talk about household supplies yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was our shopping excursion for today. Here we are at the checkout counter. There's one other practical piece of advice I want to give you guys. Bring a reusable shopping bag with you, because they give you those plastic bags. So, save the environment, save 20 cents, right? 20 cents a bag. Bring a reusable shopping bag with you.
Well, wait a minute. They sell them in
They
every
sell
market.
them. They sell them out.
So why bring a bag?
Well, we have 20 of them.
It's like
Why
saying
do we-
bringing your own toilet paper. You
Al,
don't have to
what are
bring
you
your own
talking
toilet
about?
paper.
We
You
have
bring your own
20
toilet
of them.
paper.
We have 20 of them. Why do I want to go out
Actually,
and
wait a
buy
minute,
them
wait a minute.
every time?
I just made a joke about toilet paper. However, I always tell my clients, do me a favor, on the plane, right, in your carry-on, bring like a whole bunch of tissues or tissue paper.
On the plane?
flat one, because you don't want to put your bum on that airplane,
Wait a
that
second.
airplane toilet seat.
Even
Or forget it. What?
Why we're going
My
down low.
bum is way too
Listen,
delicate, so I want to plaster it with paper.
Besides that, bring toilet paper while you're in Sicily, because you don't know, you may be going to a restaurant or a cafe. They don't always have toilet paper. That's good advice.
Well, here, let me teach you a bit of history about that, okay?
Why are we talking about
this is
toilet
It's
paper?
a pretty, earthy subject, so to speak. But listen, vast majority of public and also restaurant ladies' rooms and men's rooms do not have toilet seats. They don't have toilet seats. Now,
Many places don't.
the owners have long removed them. Now, why is that? So I did my studious research. I scoured and I spoke to tens of thousands of experts on the deal. But the long and the short of it is because Sicilian people used to climb up on the toilet seat and squat when they went to the baño. Okay, they used to squat on the seat, and their weight used to break either the wooden or the plastic
Well,
seats.
the story I heard is that they used to steal the
No,
seats.
they wouldn't steal that. They would break because they would stand on it. So after a while, forget about it. When I first came
You
here,
heard it here first, folks.
Thank you. And I have another one too. When I first came here, right, on the rest stops on the highway, they've changed now. The rest stops on the highway, when you had to go to the baño and do number one, so to speak, in the men's rooms for the men, they had a long trough that you kind of stood there, and you're going to the bathroom, and there's like nothing to flush.
All right. We hope you enjoyed that little excursion. And now we want to give you a little bit of an update as to the situation here. A law just passed in Italy requiring everyone over 50 years old to get vaccinated. That was a big, big piece of news. Also, many workers can't go to work unless they're vaccinated. Entering museums, theaters, you'll have to get vaccinated. Also, entering public offices, now you have to have a COVID test before entering municipal buildings. There's a lot of new rules like that. Also, flying, taking public transportation, you'll have to be vaccinated. If you're coming to from the United States or Canada, of course, a CDC card will suffice. But lots of new rules here, even though about 77% of Italians are vaccinated, lots of rules because of this variant that is running around Italy.
Here's what I think. I think that by late winter, for sure, early spring, it's going to be like it was last year. I'm not surprised that this stuff happened after Christmas. We had a ton of visitors coming to Italy, okay? Mm-hmm. And they're being hyper cautious, okay? But it's a good learning experience for me because I'm learning how the Italian government operates versus the United States government. It's completely different mindset and over here. Here, people say, well, how come why isn't there violence, blah, blah, blah? Why isn't it unconstitutional, as we would say in the United States, with that rugged individualism that we have in the United States? Mm-hmm. But you have to understand that the people here for centuries have been dictated to. I mean, and I'm using the word dictated in the truest sense of the word, okay? They are not as individualistic as the Americans are. Going right back to their Constitution, as I said last week, and maybe it was another talk I was given, is that here it's the rights of the collective, all the people, supersedes the rights of the individual. It's in the Constitution, okay? So,
and it's the mentality, too.
And it's
from when COVID started, we're in this together, stay at home. Now we're in this together, get vaccinated. It's a complete different mentality. And as you like to say, Alfred, it's good, not bad, it's just different.
No, there's a significant minority here that are resisting, okay? The non-vaxxers, the no-vaxxers, the refusers, and so forth. But when you have the power of the government and the police enforcing the mandates.
Wait, and how about fines?
One person is speaking, the prime minister, not 50 governors, then you get to understand the vast power that the prime minister has
Alfred,
here,
in all
and not
honesty,
50 governors.
Well, in all honesty, too, there was a large debate with the ministers in the government before this was passed, and there was a lot of pushback in a lot of these situations. So we'll see. The other part of this is some shops you're going to have a COVID test or vaccinated. They still haven't come out with the list of that, so it's a fluid situation. But the big news is that 50 and over, you must get vaccinated. And Alfred, there was a little bit of a debate about that as well. There was pushback, but Draghi, the prime minister,
I'm
won.
convinced that we're going to have a touristic season in the spring.
We definitely
will. We're going to have a touristic season in the fall, and then come next winter, after Christmas, there'll be the same thing. There'll be some other variant.
We're going to live with this.
And they got to do a limited this and a limited that, and this is the new normal.
Exactly.
This is the new normal that that we're up against.
We have to learn how to live with.
So basically, you have to kind of take, what are your options? Stop and think about it. What are your options? You got to stay in your house and be a little Chicken Little for the rest of your life?
I'm glad you paused there.
What did Machiavelli say?
On that note.
What did Machiavelli say? Better to live your life one day as a lion than the rest of your life as a lamb. Now, let me just add one thing onto it. Well, as long as you have a mask.
On that note, thank you so
Peace.
much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, share this video with a friend, and we'll see you in another episode. Ciao.
Savannah Diga.